I can break out into a British accent. So what are you doing today? Or I don't know. Was that
what kind of British accent
that was
is
Irish?
that?
Or
I don't know what that. What are you doing? Live, laugh, or run away. Well, hello there, and we're back, and I'm Gary.
And I'm Georgie.
Hey.
What up?
Hey, what up? I'm so excited. It's been a wonderful day.
Yeah.
It's been a glorious day.
Yeah.
Glorious.
You have been working all weekend. So
that happens from time to time.
Yep.
It's all okay. You know, I was thinking the other day, we've talked a lot, and thank you very much to the Hallmark channel. We've talked a lot about Hallmark channel stuff.
Yes.
Over the years, I guess we can say years now with this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually literally been years with the podcast.
Yeah.
But they have given us a lot of information, which I thought, things to talk about. And I think there's plenty more that we could talk about with Hallmark. I mean, who out there doesn't like a good Hallmark standard format movie? You know, you can time it to the minute on when here comes the almost kiss, but interrupted. Darn it. That happens at least twice, right? The almost kiss where they're like, oh, got interrupted. Ding dong. Somebody's at the door.
Yeah.
But
oh, oops.
We were watching the other one.
We're watching a series.
And it came to my attention that, why is it there is things that happen in Hallmark shows don't happen in real life, even though they try to get you to convince you that they do. But they don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's this. Have you ever seen a Hallmark show where they're like the two main characters, the guy and the girl, are doing something, and all of a sudden they see each other, and they stare.
Yeah, for like a really awkward amount of time. Like, I feel awkward, and I'm just watching it. I'm uncomfortable at this point.
And nothing's being said.
Nope.
And it's just this like eye-to-eye contact.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, one or the other will
stumbles
be like,
across their words.
I should get going. Yeah, you should. Yeah, okay, yeah. And then it breaks. But it's like an inordinate amount of time passes with just this eyeball staring going on. And I'm like, I said to Georgie, I'm like, who have you ever seen that in real life?
I have not.
Because if you stared at me like that, I'd be like, what's happening right now?
Yeah, you're like, do I have something on my face? Do I have a zit?
What's going on?
What's on my face? What are you staring at?
Something in my nose? Like
right, like you're like...
I mean, I think they're trying to determine, or trying to build that, like, there's
chemistry.
That tension.
Yeah, the tension.
The tension of love. It was always me.
Yeah, it was always me.
So I think there was that attempt to do that, but it's also...
You're like, do people really do that in real life? And well, Anya had called, and we were, like, laughing about it. And she's like, I mean, there's something about, doing a long gaze.
Anya said this?
Yes, you were there. Were you there?
Yeah.
I swear, I have no idea what he's retaining or hearing and what I...
So she said, what did she say? She said something
She said there's something about a long gaze, like when you first meet somebody, or like, I'd be like, okay, is this guy going to kill me? Like, what is happening right now?
Well, yeah, because it's like, I don't like long gazes at all.
Yeah. I don't like you looking. Yeah. Remember when we went to that? I know. I'd be like, is he mad at me? Like, what? What's up? No, remember when we did that at that marriage conference? They were like, okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to...
I forgot about
And I mean, I could do that more now.
Yeah,
but
they're
that
like,
was
okay, now as you're married couples, you're going to stare in silence into your partner's
eyes.
For how long? I'm thinking how long. And then it was like a long time.
It was a while. And
we're kind of, I mean, I think we're looking and we're kind of like,
I know, we're trying not to
There was
laugh.
tension there. It was a whole lot of tension.
Yeah.
It wasn't the love tension.
No.
It was more like...
This is awkward. Yeah, like,
Like,
let's just stare at each other.
I don't feel like I have permission to stop looking away. I'm like, I don't want to get in trouble
Yeah.
because of the person leading the marriage conference is going to call me out and be like, you didn't stare long enough. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
Yeah, that is so true. Well, and, you know, like when it's early on in your marriage, I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I don't like to long look in anybody's eyes. Like when I first meet somebody, like just female or male, like I'm not like a real long eye contact or just continuous eye contact kind of person. Like I'm a little uncomfortable. I have a little bit of anxiety. So I tend to fill up that space with like weird comments. Okay.
You like, talk endlessly when your anxiety goes up. I mean, if you're ever in a situation and you're with Georgie at a party and she is like maxing out on the anxiety, just sit back and don't worry. You don't have to say anything because she will cover both sides, all sides of the conversation from start to finish for an hour because she doesn't know what to do with herself.
And then I become the question person. I'm like, so what do you do? And the person's like, oh my gosh, is this the Spanish Inquisition? What's going on right now?
Do you remember like why they had us do that?
Yeah, because it was supposed to be like a intimacy gauger or something like
an intimacy gauger.
Kind of, well, like how intimate are you? I mean, it's like really looking at your partner. You know, it's easy to be like mad or flippant with somebody when you're not really looking at them, or you're looking at them when you're like, you know, mad. But to just look without saying anything, I
mean, all right, so
that was bad.
Let's talk about that for a second. So normal eye contact, per, you know, standard, typical psychological eye contact generally forms a triangle. Your eyes go from left to right eyes, down to the mouth, and back out. You form this triangle because I know things. I read a lot. Did you
research it?
I read a lot.
Did you research it when you were looking for a wife?
I'm going to find the most clinical wife that meets all of my criteria.
Yep, I did the triangle and I got her.
No, because I don't like staring I don't like staring.
Yeah.
And I don't like to stare.
No.
But I also, with things that I've done that have required me to interact with people, because it's hard to believe I'm actually introverted. Yeah. I'm an introverted person, but I have to interact.
You're on stage singing with a guitar or drums
stage. I will do performances. I will speak public speaking. I have no problem speaking in front of lots of people. But I've learned how to do things. But I do, like, proper eye contact is left, right, looking in the eyes, down to the mouth. That is it. A little triangle.
Really?
If you get, because that's how you can have a normal conversation without looking weird. I think when you just stare, like there's some people that you're talking to and they're just like looking and staring. It's like they don't, are going to blink? Is this a blinking contest? Hold on.
I'm saying some weird stuff at that point. Erica's like, yeah, I can break out into a British accent. So what are you doing today? Or I don't know.
What kind of British accent
that was Irish. Or
I don't know what that. What are you doing? Let's see. What part of the world would that be? I think that's
Irish
Georgie's
people are like
world.
that isn't even Irish. I don't know.
If you're gonna go to your fake British accent, you gotta go to the word water.
Yeah, that's true. Could you get me a glass of water? Is that better? Why do I sound like an elderly lady?
I don't know.
Look, it's been a long weekend, okay? All right? I just got to do something weird on here. One of these days, it'll be Gary doing something super weird.
So it is one of these days.
Gary will do something weird.
So going back to the topic at hand, so it is just, I don't know, staring too long is not something that I see occurring in the natural world of things. In the natural world of things, if you talk about animal kingdom, not just humans, but animal kingdom, staring is aggressive.
Yes!
I see you, and I'm going to eat you. Or if you come near me, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
So I don't think that is what I want to do at a marriage retreat, because that's not what I'm going after.
Especially if you're at like a marriage retreat where you're trying to, like, maybe your marriage is in trouble. I don't know if that's a good thing to do. They should preface it with, if you have a very volatile marriage, do not look at each other in the eyes. Just don't do it.
I mean, there is the phrase, they had daggers in their eyes. I mean, I'm pretty sure when somebody said, hey, they had daggers in their eyes, they were probably staring at you.
Yeah.
And so I'm not getting it. But of course, I haven't spent a lot of time in Hallmark moments in my life. I
don't think anybody
I'm not traveling as a guy to a little small town with a farm and suddenly having to stay there as the doctor and
and then you're walking around without your shirt on.
But I get my big break and I need to leave, but I don't want to leave.
Yeah. But you meet a woman who's like opening up her own business.
Spills her coffee on me and is all like mad and doesn't like me because I'm coming to take her job, she thinks. But that's not actually why I'm there. I'm not actually there to steal her work. I'm there to actually just, because
be the
I have to be
doctor
there.
of the town.
And then have these awkward interactions where we stare every so often walking down the street.
I think what's funny is that you're like, I was like, oh yeah, this is a really good series, and it's on Hallmark, or actually it's on Netflix, but it's kind of Hallmarky, I would say.
It's very Hallmarkish.
Yeah, I think it probably started out on there. I don't know, and you're like, man, this is like the Grey's Anatomy version. You're like, is this like the Hallmark's version of Grey's Anatomy? Because wow. I mean, literally, I've had to like only watch an episode because I'm so ramped up by the end of it. Like I'm ticked off because some of the women are acting ridiculous, and I just want to throat punch them because it's ridiculous how they're behaving. And then like, it's unrealistic, but there's people that really feel like this is how it should be. And if that's your level of how a guy is going to interact with you, you are going to be disappointed every single time.
They don't exist.
They don't. No guy has like a 9-pack ab.
Yeah. And when he takes off his shirt, the ladies are just driving by slowly and be like, I gotta call Linda.
I gotta call Linda. Like, what?
No, that was
so weird.
Well, the only reason I mentioned that is because, Grey's Anatomy being known for ridiculous drama on top of ridiculous drama. There's like,
it's on steroids. Suddenly you
have a guy that is, got shot in the stomach by a bazooka, and the next thing you know, he's that's not enough. You can't just take a bazooka shot to the gut and you're in the ER. Now you realize there's actually a bomb inside of his gut that you have to keep your hand on because you touched it. Because if you let go, now everybody dies. And it's just like, come on. It can't just be a plane crash. And it's going to be a plane crash, but then, suddenly, now that you've crashed your plane and survived the plane crash, now you're going to die because of a little leaf plant.
Yeah.
A little leaf plant that, you couldn't avoid. It's just like, come on. Grey's Anatomy effect. And this show had a little bit of like, all right.
A little bit. It's rampant. It's rampant.
And again, that's another, people like the drama. Drama on top of drama.
Isn't life dramatic enough?
Conflict is what makes interactions interesting.
No.
That
not
is,
for me.
Like, legitimately. Conflict is what drives drama in television.
I am conflict avoidant, is what they call it.
Is your life boring?
I try to have it boring. It's not, which is why when I watch TV, I don't need to see something. I don't need to see anything stressful. Like today, like tonight, we were watching Dr. G, America's Most Shocking Cases or whatever. Okay, cool. Because it's yes, there's death, but they're already dead. So it's not stressful because they're already dead. There's nothing I can stress out about, or people getting caught for stuff. That's stressful. I can't watch thief stuff. It's too stressful. I'm like, somebody's going to get caught. You're like, that's the premise of the show. I'm like, I can't. I'm
try not to get caught.
I need to take a Xanax or something.
But even in the Dr. G Most Shocking Stories, medical stories, there's drama on each part of it because it suddenly wasn't enough that he fell out the window. He actually jumped out the window. No, it wasn't enough that he jumped out the window. He actually was pushed out the window. Oh, wait, wasn't just pushed out the window. He actually was drugged by the CIA with LSD first. Well, it wasn't just because he's drugged by CIA, because he was working on a anthrax government secret project. Not just that he's working on an anti-government secret project,
His
but
handler punched him in the head and threw him out.
I mean, so, conflict, drama. It's everywhere.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what kind of drama, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't like love drama, only because I think it's ridiculous, and I wouldn't put up with that in my own relationship. I'd be like, that guy cut him out like a bad limb. Cut him off like he has gangrene. Whoosh.
Yeah.
It's done. Nobody's got time for that.
That's why people like to watch that stuff, because either want to watch the Hallmark because they want to see the perfect scenario of bumping into somebody that you think you don't like, but then you actually do like him, and then you can't live without him, all within the matter of 45 minutes. And then, they like to watch the heavy drama, Grey's Anatomy drama, because then they're like, well, at least I don't have it that bad.
Yeah.
At least I didn't go from getting, a bazooka to the gut to having a bomb that was in my, I wasn't about to die at work today because I'm a doctor.
Yeah, right. Because I'm a doctor.
Because, Grey's Anatomy doctors are always facing life or death situations within the OR or within their own lives.
Can you even imagine, if that was the case? That would be crazy. And, I remember asking, one of my clients, because she worked in a hospital, I was like, is that the kind of thing that goes on in the on-call rooms? Is that real? And she was like, no.
No.
She said, but the cleaning people, that's different. And I was like, oh, okay.
There's drama, just a different form of drama.
Yeah. She's like, no doctor, nurse really has that kind of time. She's like, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I mean, she goes, when I get out of a 17-hour surgery, I'm not looking to hook up.
Yeah, that's always the memes. They're like, and I hooked up with 6 coworkers, and all the people in scrubs are like, oops. Yeah, I don't. Again, they want to have that fantasy of what life could be like, or maybe they think it's like. Life's not all that dramatically interesting, and when it does get interesting, you don't want to watch it. Remember we were watching The Good Doctor. We're watching The Good Doctor. The Good Doctor show was pretty interesting, right?
It was.
It's wow, this is really good. And then 2020 hit, and we have a pandemic.
Yeah.
And then what did The Good Doctor do in their next season? They had a pandemic. It's we're in a pandemic. We can't leave our house. Yeah. I don't want to watch people in a pandemic.
All I'm hearing about is the pandemic.
Good Doctor, you've lost me. Yep. I never went back because I'm like, I don't want to watch. I'm in a pandemic. I'm living it.
Yes.
I don't want to watch it. Yeah. I know how much it sucks and the ridiculousness that's going on. I don't want to. I'm out.
Yeah, and I don't need to see it dramatized because we don't even know how dramatic everything was going to actually get.
We did not.
And so, I never went back.
I want drama that isn't related too much to my real life because then you start being, ooh, that's pretty, that's right. And then you start looking at your own stuff and you're like, am I like that?
Yeah.
Am I having a therapy session right now? What's wrong with me? And then, so that's why I like the thief movies, because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go steal something.
That you know of.
That you know of.
Well, I mean, what if somebody calls?
Resident Alien. I mean, it's not going to happen. There's not going to be an alien.
Oh, by the way, new season's out.
I know, they had to sell it off from their one network to get to another network.
Good.
Resident Alien.
I'm excited.
Yeah, Alan.
The name did not get me to watch it, though, I have to say.
Oh, yeah, because
I'm not an alien movie person. I'm like, no. And everybody's like, you gotta watch it. It's really good. And I was like, and then we did, and we were like, this is amazing.
This is funny. It was really
funny.
And you do like to laugh. So give you a show that you like to laugh. Mm-hmm. I could be downstairs in the basement out here.
All by myself. Scaring the animals.
Yeah, how many times poor Leo's jumped out of his skin?
Yeah, maybe that's why he has anxiety.
He's anxiety, 'cause you never know when George's going to have an outburst. Or you like to talk to your shows and have
I'm all mad.
You nonstop talking through your show. I don't pull a Dewey like Dewey with Dawn. When Dewey will stop and look at her. Dawn will ask a question. He'll stop, pause it, look at her, not answer the question.
Yep.
Just look for about 3 seconds. The stare comes out. And I don't think it's a stare of intimacy. I don't think it's a stare of love. And he goes back and continues without saying anything. I don't do that. You're just like, what's happening here? I'm like, I don't know.
I know. I'm like, what's going on?
Like, you should have paused it before you left the room.
Yeah,
to go...
no, that other night, that was bogus, man. Because, like, I left. It wasn't, and I was like, what happened? He's like, I don't know. And I was like, bro, you could have watched it for a couple minutes while I went and got a snack.
Oh, wait, it's my job to watch when you
Yes!
leave the room.
Yes.
That's why we have pause buttons.
No. Because then it goes into, like, sleep
okay,
mode.
there was a
then I got to
time-
get back in it.
There was a time when I'd be like, try to help you out. I'd be like,
yeah, that's
well,
true. All right.
Well, I think what happened, at this point, I'm just like, I don't know.
You just say,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because
like, what are you going to do?
It's not going to work.
What are you going to do to me? You going to hurt me?
Pause.
Because I didn't watch it?
That's why we have rewind buttons.
Lord knows I do a lot of that.
Be kind.
Rewind.
Rewind, Georgie.
That's right. That's
or
right.
just pause it before you leave the room.
Yes.
You know you're leaving the room at least 10 times during the show. Just be ready on the pause button. Pause. Somebody, some animal living in the house needs something that you have to attend to as soon as you sit down.
Well, or I need a snack.
We all like our snacks.
We do.
What about you? Do you guys like to longingly stare into your partner's eyes with daggers?
With daggers.
Are you the Hallmark? You live in the Hallmark life?
Yeah.
Or you live in the Dr. G's life? One side or the other. Get in and get out.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you. Reach out to us. Let us know. Until next time, we'll see you later.
See ya.